I congratulate and I welcome all of the participants and especially the organizations, ICH for giving us this opportunity to present our working. My presentation title would be Enlivening Dying Tradition and ICH, the initiative of ARHI in the northeast of India. So basically, before giving to I just want to give the introduction of our organization. This ARHI, ARHI, it means example. Example in our local language, that means an example. So basically, it's a collection of indigenous cultural activities of this region. So it is completely dedicated to archiving, documentation, and preservation of the cultural heritage of whole of the northeast part of India. And our logo, I could have better show it in presentation, is itself a traditional artwork of state of the Assam. Before going to give the full presentation, I just want to give an overview of the area we are working in India. In India, we are working in northeastern parts of India, which is very much far from the mainstream India. Yes. Thank you so much. Can you go to the fourth number state? Fourth. Yes. Fourth. Can you proceed? Fourth number. Yes, this logo represents. Yeah. This is the establishment. This logo represents one traditional artwork that is one of the ICH of this region, artwork of the area. Then, yes. This is some of the photographs in its establishment day. Yes. The next slide. Yeah, so this is the overview of the operational India. This is the northeast part of India. This comprises of 8 states: Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, and Sikkim. And this is very far from the mainstream India. And we are more closely with the southeast part of the Southeast Asian nations. Next slide, please. Yeah. So Northeast India is just giving introduction. It's a numerous, diverse indigenous tribe. A lot of Indian tribes, more than 300 tribes and sub-tribes are living here. And the cultural practice are very high. And it is a really representative of ICH because all tribes are very diverse. And there's no similarity, but still they are united because all cultural practice are different from other tribes. And interestingly, more than 200 languages in this region itself. Okay. So this is one of the presentations that I want to show. Then I come to the intangible cultural heritage part. That means because this region is very much rich in the intangible cultural heritage ICH, but this ICH is under threat of extinction because there are many factors can be attributed to the threat of extinction. One another part of the so-called modernization, then the religious conversion, then socio-economic condition is also one of the part. And most importantly, the ICH practitioners faces loss of livelihood because of this extinction. And that's why the transmission process of knowledge, that the word of mouth that comes from generations to generations is getting restricted. So new generation of child, the new generation of these people have no idea of what their ancestors' culture is and what their culture is. And equally, there are alarmingly loss of indigenous languages because out of India's 70% languages are here only in this part only, and there are almost every day we lost a language here because of this reason. So this is another one of the reasons the ICH and other threat of extinction. Yeah, next slide. So what is our intervention as an organization in safeguarding ICH? We are established in 2008. So mainly we do workshops for the children, workshops for the young generations, so that they can be taught they can be taught these dances, these special cultural expressions, and the various form of this, which are actually getting day by day, disappearing from this thing. Next slide. Next slide is a video. Can you play it? Okay, not playing. It's okay. Okay, we can move. Yeah. So we do research and documentation, whichever ICH in danger of extinction, and within our state, which is Assam, it itself has a it itself has a more than 50 tribes. So we do research and documentation. Next slide, please. Then we have language revitalization project going on. So yeah, can I have this? Yeah, can I have the previous slide, please? Yes. So basically, we do language revitalization process and language revitalization training for the children who are not learning these languages. So in Assam, we have done in case of the Tiwa tribe, which language is also find mention in this UNESCO's endangered language list. So we do that. Then we have some folk tales, which we publish some folk tales of Patkai Hill area involving 11 tribes. Yes, next slide, please. Yeah, then the most important thing is the document publication of traditional medicine. Traditional medicine also now it is in the context of COVID, it is getting very much popular and getting relevant because whenever this comes, this community, developing communities' resilience against traditional medicine comes into play. So we have already documented 16 types of traditional medicine. Yeah, next slide, please. Then we have documented birth rituals of 20 tribes because as this modern system has came into, so traditional birth rituals of these tribes have become slowly getting extinct. Yeah, next slide. Then some of the tribes like Taipake tribes, which have been very less numerous type, like 200, 300 people, 4,000, 5,000 people. So we do documentation of their lifestyle. Yes, next slide, please. Then we do dying art, we support and we revitalize the art system or art and craft system of this region, which are getting slower, dying slowly. Yeah, next slide. So coming into the this recent topic, this is which also the title of the topic also, that is from 2019, we do a comprehensive project on dying tradition of this region. So in the 2019, we have started a project called In the Quest of Lost Colors, Revitalization of Natural Dyeing Tradition of Karbi Tribe. So basically this project aims at revival of dyeing tradition of Karbi Tribe. So basically what happens, I just want to give a overall, because the northeastern region, all those tribes have their own natural dyeing tradition, which are actually getting extinct nowadays. So actually this process has started just right from the colonization of British. When British colonization came, the synthetic color came into play. So naturally the market has been taken over by this synthetic dye. So natural dyeing system is completely getting extinct from this. So now this revitalization we focus on right from one tribe, this Karbi tribe. So Karbi tribe have a very majestic tradition of dyeing, which is excellent part of their textile tradition. Yeah, because they possess a scientific knowledge of natural color, excellent preference to dye, which is very eco-friendly. But the traditional is, as I mentioned, is on the verge of extinction because new generation weavers are completely ignorant of it. Only a few elders, that is, you can number it 2 or 3 elders are left who possess the knowledge of dyeing. So, text. So before going to the dyeing tradition, it is a one of the important component of the textile tradition, because textile tradition is the life blood of their cultural life, because they use still the traditional fly wooden loom, which is called also backstrip looms. Traditionally, the Karbi use three colors: the white, indigo, black, and red. And most popular color is Cebu, that is the dark blue, and that is extracted from indigo plant leaves. So basically, these are the some of the photographs from our work. It's a revitalization effort of this dyeing tradition. Yes, yeah, yes. There's some of the photographs. Yes. So this is we have published a national handbook. So there the knowledge is permanently restored and anybody can learn this technique. So National Dyeing Tradition Karbi Tribe, this is a complete handbook we have published, and this has been made possible from support and donation from many other foreign countries. I mean, and our well wishers. Yes. This is another picture. So then we'll have next slide. We have this. These are the finished naturally dyed products. These are really has to be conserved. And then the dyeing tradition actually. How ICH is connected to dyeing tradition, that is also very much important, because the complete textile tradition is connected with observation different cultural practices. Each stage of dyeing has its own rituals and folk songs. I mean, instead of dyeing also has a lot of folk songs and a lot of other cultural expressions which are not ever seen. So from thread making, from cotton to dyeing of the thread also, each stage has their own folk songs. Yes. So in Karbi folk society, especially it comes whenever we are the tribe we are talking about, the Karbi folk society, the creation songs of ballads are known as the keplang. The creation songs, I mean the ballads. So it's called the keplang. So this creation song tells how the world was formed, how the things came to be, and the story behind everything of this world, how everything came to be. So it's called keplang. Fellow keplang is the folk songs that are especially associated with origin of cotton and uses of their uses in the society. So it narrates beginning of the weaving in Karbi society. So what actually fellow keplang narrates? It narrates a story of origin of cotton through its three parts. So I just want to give a small example of this story. According to the story, our friend went for fishing in Okepu, that is traditional fishing festival. Though nobody could catch a single fish in the community fishing festival, the boy could able to catch a special fish which was very big in size. Once he cut the stomach of the fish for cooking, he found a lot of seeds inside the stomach. Then the god came into his dream and told them that these seeds, to plant these seeds. Once he planted these seeds, then this cotton, then it came out that it was a plant of cotton. Then again God came to him, then how weaving to be done from cotton. This is I'm just giving a briefing of this, how origin of the cotton came up. The fellow keplang is sung during thread spinning process. Once before it is just before the dyeing. It is just before the dyeing of the coloring of the threads. Then it has been sung. And it is sung in three parts, especially in ballad format, describing the whole of the story. So next slide will show some of the photographs where it is been sung like this. And sorry, this video will not play because of some technical reasons. Yeah. Then the COVID outbreak and Inspector ICH. So basically, whatever this outbreak has then impact on our ICH in this region. So most prominently, this indigenous population of this region is highly affected due to restriction of lockdown. So no public performance of ICH are allowed, and most severely, and who gave the severe maximum blow is ICH practitioners like folk singer, craftsman, weaver, folk musician. Then ICH practitioners have this unprecedented livelihood loss, and many of them has already shifted to other odds for survival. Then this is the crisis, and just I want to discuss what is the crisis versus opportunities. What the crisis has brought the opportunities. The challenges definitely poses to our preservation efforts and safeguarding. But this crisis has brought another host of opportunities as well. First opportunity is the devising a new model of approach and possibilities towards safeguarding of ICH. Then the another thing is in isolation imposed by lockdown, the mainstream indigenous communities, the indigenous communities who have been detribalized, who have been mainstream, they also has realized the importance of ICH, and they know that they should preserve. So at community level, we have seen lot of changes in their attitude and in their behavior because of this isolation also, because isolation also gave them opportunity to think. Yes. Then another thing came to fore, then community immunity. So in India, government has given importance to boosting of the immunity. So how community immunity can be boosted? So this has bring back importance of traditional medicine, because traditional medicine has always has this element of boosting immunity to traditional medicines. So, and this traditional medicine is itself is associated with many ICHs. There are a lot of cultural expression associated with this traditional medicine. So, as I mentioned that many of the ICHs are also traditional medicine, and it has also paved the way for reimagining of relationship between nature and mankind. So, as in indigenous philosophy, it has been apparent that that nature and mankind is to be nature and mankind relationship maintained in a particular equilibrium, and it has also paved the way for reimagining of relationship. Then, what new approaches we have taken? What new approaches we have taken in the 1 minute? Yes. New approaches. Yes, what new approaches we have taken, that is post-COVID. We started using web tools and social media. Then we have our already FB page. We already have the official FB page, but it has become more prominent and more lively because of we used to broadcast ICH performances. Then we have done digital empowerment of the communities, because community has to be expert in those digital tools. Then we focus on indigenous youth, because they are already expert in digital tools. So yeah, because youth are expert in usage of new technology, and so indigenous youth as our trust bearers. Then ICS education through information, education, and communication material in digital format. Then integration of ICS education in online school classes. Then we have made alternative livelihood to ICS practitioners. Like it's very common, but we have also done this handmade mask making it in the traditional design, so that they can got some support in ICH. Then because there are a lot of here, it's a very popular use of traditional motif in masks. So in the next slide, there will be showing of our FB page. Yeah, this is our FB page, which have become, we started broadcasting ICH performances and Zoom meetings and other kind of things also as well. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. So here we can see that, yeah, this is the digital tool of recording this thing and again the broadcasting. Yeah. Then this is also one of our posters from mask making by indigenous women, so that we can support these people. Yeah. This is also another thing like making. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this is our presentation, and this is how I was working in such difficult circumstances. But it is not, I will not say it's not difficult, not that difficult, but it also has paved the way for bringing new approaches, and we could have developed those approaches because it's ICH is already in danger in this region, and there is not such support system from any kind of society. It's like from any corner of the society, and there are very less organizations working in the preservation efforts. There's a very numerous organizations working on, and ICH is already in danger. But still, we can say that's dying system of this this our project, especially the dying system, and the new format that is been devised after this post-COVID help us. This is help us. I mean, devising new method of new tools and new project tools and new methodologies.